Our first stop, as yours should always be, is to the Big I to get information. Here is Koblenz's Market Square. For centuries, this has been the city's most important center, used as a market, jousting grounds, and even for executions. I have absolutely no idea what some of these buildings are because the map says, 21, 22, 23. Then when you flip it over, you can't find half the numbers. We're heading to the Deutsches Eck, where the Mosel and the Rhine come together. The Deutsches Eck, which means German corner, received its name in 1216 when the Teutonic Order settled here at the confluence of the Rhine. And the Mosel. In 1888, the idea came about to erect a monument to Kaiser Wilhelm I, and in order to create room for the monument, a spit of land was created, which represents the Deutsches Eck of today. And here we have the Kaiser Wilhelm monument. You can see the difference in color. The lighter color is the Rhine, the darker color is the Mosel. They join together and continue flowing downstream. The beer garden here at the Deutsches Eck has location, location, location. There are castles here, castles there, but that's why you come to the Rhine area. By the time we're done walking, we are going to be so castled out. It's going to be, another castle, who cares? Florenkirche is a triple-nave gallery basilica that dates from the 12th century and is a Protestant church today. The remains of a Roman guard tower are located beneath the Gothic apse. Interesting, and there's a vicarage opposite where the core of a 6th century palace once stood. The town hall on the Jesuitplatz, or Jesus Square, were once a Jesuit cloister with a grammar school. One building was built in 1582 and the other one in 1694. And it served as the Koblenz town hall since 1895. That ice cream place must be the place to eat because everybody is sitting out in front of this absolutely spectacular church eating ice cream. It's called Church of Our Beloved Lady, and it is the highest point of Koblenz Center and known as the Church of the Citizenry. The Baroque Onion Towers date from 1693. The Liebfrauenkirche was built between 1880 to approximately 1250. This building measures the watermarks, the high watermarks of the Rhine. This was in 1993, just like on the Mosel. That must have been some year. You could see that's where the Rhine is down there. How cute. This was a synagogue from 1851 to 1938 until Kristallnacht. when the Jews were deported. All the little high windows were open for ventilation. There is very little about Jewish history in Koblenz, hardly anything. This is the oldest Weinstube in Koblenz from 1689.
1921.
There are little sculptures like that of a drummer all over the inner city who represent people who at one time or another used to live in Koblenz, and each sculpture has its own history. Unfortunately, since I can't read German, I can't tell you about the history, but look for the little sculptures. The house Metternich. Remember, we went up to the Metternich castle in Koblenz. The four famous towers found on each corner were all built after the reconstruction around 1689 to 1690. The tower above the Pizza Hut and the one adjacent with the shield date back to the 1690s and were not destroyed during World War II. It's almost a demarcation spot, or the boundary of the bombing. If you go in one direction, almost everything was spared during the war, while in the other direction, everything else was bombed.